It's rare that I meet someone with a sweet tooth as big as mine. I'm Divya Gugnani here at TRU in Chicago, about to explore the sweet side of the Windy City. So let's go behind the burner and meet the pastry chef. So I'm here with pastry chef Gale Gand, and Gale, we have chocolate in front of us, so there's got to be something good coming up.
Don't you always need a little chocolate in front of you? Isn't that the way you want to live your life?
I need it every day.
What we're going to make with this wonderful chocolate, though, which is 70% Guanaja Valrhona chocolate, the best in the world, is we're going to do a chocolate pot de crème. So basically a really fancy chocolate pudding, but we're doing chocolate with salt and pepper. So chocolate pot de crème with a salted caramel sauce, a little bit of fleur de sel on there,
Love that.
and black pepper whipped cream. Chocolate pot de crème is fairly easy to make. You can do it in the oven or do it stovetop, and we're going to do stovetop today. So I've got some chocolate measured out here, as you know, and I'm going to heat up 4 cups of cream.
Okay.
Now we're going to use the cream to melt the chocolate, as opposed to putting the chocolate in a microwave or over a water bath. I'm going to use the hot cream to melt it gently. Now while that cream is heating, we're going to get our yolks ready and sugar. Okay? And I'm actually going to have you help me a little bit on this. Can you pour that 6 yolks going in?
6 yolks.
So we separated the whites. We're going to use that for the angel food cake.
Okay.
And then sugar going in, half a cup of sugar.
This whole thing?
Yeah, dump it right in.
So we got the nice pale color going.
You don't need to, take it all the way to lemon, because we're not looking for air. We're just looking to kind of dissolve the sugar a little bit, take the edges off of the crystals there while our heat creams up. And then I've got a little pinch of salt that I'm actually just going to add in there, okay? You know, chocolate always tastes better and sort of sweeter with a touch of salt.
I agree.
And if you've ever had brownies with no salt in them, you'll know exactly what I mean. So this is ready now. You can see there's a lot of steam coming off, super hot.
Lots of steam.
All right. I'm going to pour it over the chocolate. Chocolate, get ready for some heat. There we go. And just give it like a couple seconds to start melting naturally, and now you can stir.
And now, I was being patient. Pastry's about patience.
Some pastry chefs won't even let you touch it for like 3 minutes. They make you sort of walk away. Now this is a lesson I know I've taught you a million times, and you know we're going to temper our yolks by adding a little bit of the hot liquid to the yolks.
So the whole idea here is that you don't want to actually cook the yolks. And if you add all the hot liquid right away, it's going to cook them. So
you don't
want to
cook them yet.
Yes, correct.
Right.
You want to cook them later.
Right.
So you take the hot liquid, add a little bit, incorporate it into the yolks.
And I always feel like I'm sort of talking to the yolks, saying, okay, there's something coming, some heat, it's okay, don't worry. And you're sort of easing them into it. And now this is pretty, used to the hot temp, so now it can actually go back into the hot batch.
So tempering, very important technique to know for pastry. So Gale, we know this is ready because...
This looks ready. Well, it's kind of nice and thickened, you can tell, and I also saw like one little boil bubble in the middle of it.
And that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, now my stove runs really hot compared to a domestic stove at home, so when I'm cooking this at home, it takes a lot longer, so you're ready.
So that's a great tip. So you basically take this out,
do it again.
You run your finger through here, and if it doesn't come back into that white area, you know that it's ready to go.
It's ready to go. Now, if for some reason you took it a little too far, and it was too ready to go, and it broke, which means it's going to look kind of piecey and grainy. My trick for, salvaging anything that's broken is, I don't know if you have one of these at home. This is the industrial model, but there's also a domestic Bermixer, right? Or it's basically a blender on a stick, and you would place it in there, whiz it, turn it on. Just blends everything into a smooth, lovely, sexy, wonderful
that's how you
mess.
salvage broken mixtures.
These we're just going to chill overnight if you've got the time. Lasts up to 2-3 days in the fridge, so that's kind of nice. You
that's
can do
great.
It ahead.
You can make it ahead.
So we're going to make some black pepper whipped cream just to go with. So I'm just pouring some heavy cream into the mixer. So we're basically just whipping this up till it's stiff, and then we're going to actually just grind in fresh ground pepper.
Wow.
Now you could use white pepper too.
So it's time to plate. We have all these beautiful things in front of us.
We've got the pot de crème, we have our black pepper whipped cream, and the salted caramel that I made just by combining some sugar and water in a sauce pot. Cooked that till it was amber colored, and then added a little bit of cream slowly, because it bubbles up and boils, and then added a little fleur de sel at the end. But we'll add a little more.
That nice salty caramel taste.
All right, we're going to put a little bit of the salted caramel on there.
Look at that beautiful color.
Isn't it?
It's
and
really
shiny
gorgeous.
And kind
of
place it on there.
And I learned that new tip from you about putting it on a white surface. It's like when you buy pearls, you always put them on a white piece of paper so you can see the true color. Same thing with caramel. When you're making it in a pot, it appears to be darker than it actually is. So if you put it on a white surface and drop a dot, you can see what the exact color of the caramel is.
It's
Tell
almost
when
like,
it's done.
Almost like backlighting it.
It's like backlighting.
Yeah. All right, we're just going to do a Quenelle of whipped cream. You can do a dollop, just a, normal, or you can do a Quenelle, which means I'm just going to dip a metal spoon into some hot water, and we just give a little back and forward, and then we're going to do a little extra salt on top.
Yay.
Just to kind of speak to what the ingredients are and give a little hint of what's inside and what's in store.
I love that. That's a great tip, that you put the stuff that's on the inside on the outside, so you get a preview. So, Gail, I'm ready to taste.
Are you ready to eat?
I'm ready.
I can't believe we waited this long.
I know, neither can I. I've been very patient.
We'll go to the dining room.
So, Gail, time to dig in.
Our favorite moment.
Yep, so I'm gonna get a little bit of the caramel and the whipped cream, so I can get all the flavors
all the
together.
elements and a little bit of that salt.
Amazing.
Isn't that just like luscious and silky?
Super silky.
And then you get that sharp like salt ever so often. It's not bitter, it's not too dark, even though we used bittersweet chocolate for it. Pretty intense chocolate. Oh, I'm very happy with how this came out. And you could do this at home, right?
You could, it's very easy. I would love to make it for a party and make a head.
Yeah.
But Gail, you've given me my very own sweet dream.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to Behind the Burner, where we give you the tips, tricks, and techniques that are lighting the culinary world on fire. For the recipe, Q&A, photos, and more, visit BehindTheBurner.com.